Don't know where to start. It can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. So let's fix that. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a community of tens of thousands of aspiring and active cybersecurity professionals focused on networking, knowledge sharing, and professional development. I'm Dr. Gerald Dozier, Chief Content Creator at Simply Cyber, inviting you to get the answers to your cybersecurity problems with hundreds of cybersecurity videos answering your frequently asked questions, interviewing industry experts, and live streaming daily cyber threat briefings hosted by me. Now get the stories and insights you won't find anywhere else. Hit subscribe now and dig into all the fresh content on the channel and in the community. Nothing should stop you from launching and leveling up your cybersecurity career today. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Monday, February 12th, 2024. This is episode number 555 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Dozier, and over the next 45 minutes, me, you, Marcus Kyler, Chelsea, Ray Waterhouse, Kimberly Can Fix It, Matt McDaniel, the entire Yeet crew, Robert Cooper, Senfulous, folks over on LinkedIn, Matthew Netchie coming in for 20 months with a squad membership, Kurt Adler, Kerry with the Cyber 101, folks on LinkedIn, folks on YouTube, long-timers and first-timers, we're all going to be shredding the top cyber news stories of the day, and I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders? Or if you're looking to break into the industry, guess what, y'all? We got value in spades coming at you. You're going to be asked in any job interview, how do you stay current? This is the answer. You're going to want to find out about opportunities, resources, get support when it's tough, and champion others when it's successful. That's the Simply Cyber community, hashtag Team SC, all over there on the far side of the screen, just pouring like a raging river. I love it. It's going to be epic. Just a reminder, I don't prep or research for any of the stories that we're going to be going over, so you're getting my rough, rugged, raw interpretation on each of these stories. Now, before we get into it, and I want to just set expectations for everybody, it will be an abbreviated show. We will stop after the mid-roll because I have to go to my son's academic award ceremony where he is being bestowed with honor roll and community service award. So it's going to be epic. But before all of that happens, you guys need to know about the show's sponsors, starting with my good friend Eric Taylor and the crew over at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But guess what? Barricade Cyber Solutions, they know how to mitigate and yeet the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe that. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. Also want to say shout out and love to Panoptcy Security. Panoptcy Security is just straight up crushing it and helping businesses partner in a way that is impactful to cyber risk reduction. How does this look? Well, they have the capabilities to be a VCISO and provide that strategic leadership and give you vision on where to take your cyber program. They also have the tactical hands-on skill for staff augmentation so they can help you execute a tabletop exercise, an enterprise risk assessment, and user awareness training. Like whatever it is you need that's left of boom, Panoptcy Security's got you covered. It like absolutely. Check them out. Brandon Poole. I love the group over there at Panoptcy. They can help you no matter what your needs are. Also want to say shout out to Antisyphon training, but we'll get to them at the mid-roll. Now, each episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Briefing is normally worth half a CPE, LOL, DJ BSEC. I would say take a screenshot of this one. It's going to be a 30-minute show, so we'll be coming in tight on the CPEs, but say what's up in chat, hashtag Team SC if you're here with us and a regular of the Simply Cyber community. Screen cap it, throw it in a folder, and then at the end of the year, count it, how many files you got, multiply by 0.5, and that's the number of CPEs you got. If you're live with us right now, 219 of you, I'm sure we got a lot of Super Bowl hangovers coming in hot. Congratulations to those Kansas City Chiefs. Not my Kansas City Chiefs, but congratulations. Hell of a game. Great game. Sorry, Kennedy. It was a good game, though. Entertaining, as always. If today is your first day, hey, what's up, Abdullah Niazi? Hey, if today's your first day on the stream, if you chose episode 555 in order to rock and roll. Oh, really? Okay. Yes. Let's do that. We have a guest host. Hey, if episode 555 is your show today, your first episode, hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. We love welcoming our first timers, and we've got a special. This is, guys, you know how we just pivot on the show. DJ Bisek is going to guest host us for the second half of the show, so that's pretty epic. Stay tuned for that. All right, guys, we got to move quick because we got a lot to cover, so sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome wave. Let's roll.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are
What's
the
up, Victor
cybersecurity
Anahi?
headlines for Monday, February 12th, 2020.
Got a lot of first timers here. Jack Priest, first timer. Phil Stafford, third timer. We'll take it. And Victor, first timer.
Before.
All right, let's roll.
I'm Steve Prentice. Raspberry Robin, a new one-day exploit targeting Windows. According to Bleeping Computer, recent versions of the Raspberry Robin malware are now stealthier and able to implement one-day exploits. A one-day exploit takes advantage of the time delay between the release of a patch and its application to a vulnerable system. Cybersecurity researchers at Checkpoint say that Raspberry Robin is a worm that has been linked to Evil Corp and Clop, and recently has been seen leveraging exploits in CVE 2023-36802 and 29360, which are two local privilege escalation vulnerabilities in Microsoft Streaming Service Proxy and the Windows TPM device driver.
Okay, so Raspberry Robin, this actually is an older but goodie, if you will, an oldie but goodie. By the way, shout out to generative AI art. This looks pretty dope. Of course, I'm a sucker for like retro synthwave, hot pinks and blues. They're saying that Raspberry Robin is highly effective. I believe it's like an initial infection type loader. Like I said, it made its rounds like 6 months ago. They said that Clop ransomware is using it, as well as Evil Corp. These are both major threat actors. Toasty Pop's in the house. Just rubbing himself down with baby oil, all about the Kansas City love. Local KC SC peeps, celebrate the big win with us and check in on SC Kansas City on Discord so we can plan our first meetup.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Love it. Yes, and really quickly, if you don't know, we did launch the local meetups on the Simply Cyber Discord server. Exclamation point Discord in chat to find out. But we have Colorado, Kansas City, Charleston, Low Country, Southeastern Florida, etc. Those are all good stuff. Here's the deal. It's worth looking into this Raspberry Robin malware just to kind of get a feel for what it looks like and make sure that your SIM and detections, EDRs, are able to detect it, because it is what I would consider a pretty good piece of malware. You can see that they're digitally signing it with legit certs, which makes it gross because your operating system will run it. I don't understand why it's using the TPM device driver, but sure, why not throw that in there? Okay, let's go.
Europe suffers Black Basta ransomware attack. This attack apparently started in January and has resulted in the theft of 3 terabytes of data from the company's German division. Hyundai Motor Europe is only describing this as a, quote, unauthorized third party having accessed a limited part of the network of Hyundai Motor Europe, end quote. But according to Bleeping Computer, the threat actors have posted a list of folders that were, quote, allegedly stolen from numerous Windows domains, end quote.
All right. Hey, this sucks, man. Black Basta, Mr. Boombastic, right? Get your reggae on. Hyundai Europe. I've seen Black Basta hit a like a small publisher in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and I've seen them hit a international conglomerate automotive company in their European faction. So again, this just emphasizes ransomware. Most ransomwares, they don't care. They're all about straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. And they're all about crimes of opportunity. If you fall for a fish or you click on something you shouldn't and install something you shouldn't, you're going to get popped. And then they're just going to evaluate who is their current threat pool. Like, I'm telling you, it sucks, but it's like the golden age of ransomware where like you just wake up in the morning, like shuffle in your rabbit fuzzy slippers, get your coffee in your pink robe. You go to your terminal and you look at your admin panel or whatever, and you say, "Oh, what did I get today?" Like, wiping the sleep from your eyes, and you just have like this, smorgasbord of victims that you get to kind of pick through. If anything, I feel like the threat actors they probably get annoyed when like low value targets fall into their nets and they're like, it's like having to like grab like small fish off your fish hook and be like, I'm searching for the big catfish. I don't need this. You know what I mean? So Black Boston not going anywhere. This is just interesting. I suppose if you work in automotive or manufacturing, it's worth noting simply because this is a major incident and one that would be relevant to your industry and maybe help you get some budget, if you know what I mean. You can see Black Boss has raked in over 100 million in Bitcoin ransom payments since its inception. And no surprise here. Intel experts believe that Black Boss is a fork of Conti. Conti blew up when Russia invaded Ukraine. Half the gang was Ukrainian, half was Russian. Conti officially declared for Russia, and the Ukrainians got all pissed off, and they blew up the gang and released all their internal documents. So it was really an interesting opportunity for defenders and good guys, cyber professionals, to have an insight into like what these gangs actually look like. I'd recommend it if you want to know more about ransomware threat actors or you don't know about this, it's definitely worth your time. Go search the Conti papers. I'll drop it in chat. Mods, if you can grab Krebs's Conti papers. Brian Krebs did like a distillation roundup synthesis of the Conti papers. And it really gives you real interesting insight into top tier threat actor operations. Just to give you a little teaser, just to wet your beak a little bit, the Conti papers revealed that Conti ransomware gang had over 100 employees. They had an HR department. They had a dev team. They had a QA team. I mean, they were a full-blown, software tech startup company, except their software was malware and their business was crime, but they ran it like a real business. I mean, they even had like affiliate programs, referral bonuses. Can you imagine not filling out the TPS reports and getting a rash from your manager? And you're like, dude, we're criminals. Like, why you got to get up on me about my pie chart?
To cut thousands of jobs as it focuses on high growth areas. The San Jose-based company is planning to eliminate some of its workforce, which currently stands at almost 85,000 as of fiscal 2023. The announcement of who and where could come early this week, given that the company has an earnings call on February 14th. According to Reuters, quote, Cisco had cut its full-year revenue and profit forecasts in its previous earnings call in a sign that demand for its networking equipment was slowing. It blamed the weakness on a slowdown in orders in the first quarter, saying customers are currently focused on installing and implementing products in their environments. End quote.
All right, so a couple things here. One, Cisco reached out to me. I actually have a call with them on Wednesday to talk about like a sponsorship deal. So this is like a little awkward, but so Cisco's cutting jobs. They have 89,000 employees. They cut 5%, which is about, what is that? Like 4,000 employees. That's 4,000 families that are being thrown into the deep end. That's 4,000 families that may be in a tough spot. That's 4,000 sad stories. This sucks. There is a lot of recession going on. There's a lot of slowdown. If you work in business, you may have, especially in the cyber industry, you may have noticed a lack of renewal on certain things. I know certainly I've talked to other individuals in the space who are content creators talking about how sponsorships are drying up. So this is all indicative that Cisco's going to continue to plow on. I will tell you personally, I'm still, I guess, more of an enlisted person, like a sergeant, and less of an officer, like a lieutenant. When I see something like this, I don't think immediately like, oh, this is good stewardship by the executive team to help protect shareholder money. What I see is this is a failure by the executive team for overhiring during the boom, right? And not providing like a nice, smooth transition. 5% is not that bad. You've seen other companies that have laid off like en masse. There was a female had recorded something like TikTok. It went viral with her basically being laid off. So it's happening. I'll just remind everybody, a really, really awesome resource is layoffs.fyi. Layoffs.fyi. I keep this, actually, you can't see it, but this is one of the few bookmarks that I have across my bookmark bar. And you can see it really does give, oh wait, whoops. Hold on one second. I'm in the wrong window and I'm blowing up chat here. You can see here, layoffs.fyi will show you the company and then layoffs that happen. So you can get an idea of, like health of companies and stuff. Look, Workfellow laid off 100%. So they basically went bankrupt. Tenable, the vulnerability scanning company, 5% off. Like, you know what I mean? Like not all these things get stories. Okta, the authentication company, right? Or, whatever, 400 layoffs, 7%. Zoom. So I always check this. Dude, here's the reality, man. You can put as much lipstick on a pig and tell me that everything's going to be all right. But like when you lay off people, that's a fact, right? Actions speak louder than words.
New Rust door backdoor targeting Apple Mac OS devices. Operating stealthily since November, it has been found to, quote, impersonate and update from Microsoft Visual Studio and target both Intel and ARM architectures, end quote. It is designed to steal files and pull together information on a compromised endpoint. Cybersecurity firm Bitdefender suggests the malware is linked to Black Basta and Black Cat, owing to overlaps in its C2 infrastructure. Department of Justice.
All right. So, again, if you're still living in this bubble where you think Macs don't get malware, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
They got malware. They got malware for days. Now, here's the deal. This is being run. It's called Rustdoor. I mean, it could be called whatever. Backdoor, Rusty Trombone. Wow. Whoa, it's too early. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from. Sorry, Kennedy. Check it out. This is not a ransomware variant. This is a backdoor. So this is a persistence mechanism into Mac machines. You got to remember, people aren't running corporate IT infrastructure on Apple computers. I know Apple half-heartedly made a play to have the Apple trash can or whatever it was that was supposed to be a server. It never really took off, right? Most IT infrastructures, they have, Linux machines for the bulls and then Windows servers for the cows, for lack of a better term. And but this right here, to me, this is attacking executives and salespeople or whatever who are running Apple computers as a foothold into an organization, right? You get on this machine, you have a persistence mechanism, you figure out who they are, what they are. Maybe you wait until they connect into a VPN or they go back to the mothership, and then you're off and running on that. So again, if you're not including Mac OS computers or, Apple computers in your, I guess, inventory, right? When you're inventorying what the scope of the environment is that you're responsible for protecting, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Obviously, they do have, what's the word I want? Like EDR solutions that can run on Mac OS. You can set Mac OS to update itself regularly. I don't know if, this isn't really, hold on. This isn't really, it's important to point this out. This isn't an exploit. This is just software that basically allows a remote access connection into the Mac OS. So in order for this to work, some threat actor would have to get the malware installed on your computer first. Now, they can either trick you to install it legitimately, or they could exploit some technical vulnerability as an initial infection and then pull this down. So it's important to note from a kind of cyber kill chain perspective, that this is just software that doesn't exploit any vulnerabilities. It's just a remote access solution, for lack of a better term, that hides. They call it stealthy. That's a pretty subjective term. You tell me, does it do like process hollowing, or is it just like not show up as like an app running on your machine? I don't know, like in the dock, right? So whatever, Rustore, classic issue. Look for IOCs, look for C2 traffic in your SIM. And, it's being run by Black Cat and Black Basta, which are tier 1 threat actors. So, take it seriously. That's all I would say about that.
This dismantles Warzone Rat and makes arrests. The seizure of the infrastructure and the arrests were announced Friday by the U.S. Justice Department. This included takedowns of domains that were, quote, used to sell computer malware used by cybercriminals to secretly access and steal data from victims' computers, end quote. According to the Hacker News, Warzone Rat, also known as Ave Maria, was first documented in January 2019 when it was used to attack an Italian oil and gas sector company by deploying bogus Microsoft Excel files that exploited a security flaw in the equation editor. This you may remember as CVE 2017-11882. 2 individuals were arrested in Malta and Nigeria and were charged with helping other cybercriminals use the rat for malicious purposes.
Wow, all right.
Regulators! Mount up.
Yeah, get your Chief Wiggum on. All right, so anytime that DOJ drops a ban hammer on threat actors, it's a win for us. I had not heard of this Warzone Rat infrastructure. Eric Taylor from Barricade Cyber is going to be joining us momentarily and taking over. So he may have some insights on this, but I didn't know. This is malware as a service. Basically, this is a cloud-based software solution for $36 a month. I think they said down here, $38 a month, or save 20% now by signing up for a full year. Like I'm telling you guys, these threat actors, these criminal enterprises, they're running businesses just the same way that you or I would run a business. It's just that their business is illegal and it's crime, but they're running it the same way. Dude, I'm telling you right now, cloud services is so hot right now.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
That's all it is. It scales up really nicely. You can make an A-load of money and off it runs. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can sign up for this, point and click. This is basically like Metasploit 2.0, right? This is a 2024 version. This is a Zoomer version of Metasploit where like you don't really know what you're doing, but you just kind of pay some money, point and click, and you're owning stuff all over the place. This thing could browse file systems, big deal, take screenshots, record keystrokes. At least that's something useful. Steal passwords, okay, and activate computer webcam without the victim's knowledge or consent, i.e. not turning the little LED on and not notifying you, which is creepy, by the way. And I might add, the little, you absolutely, if you have a laptop or frankly a camera, you should have the little slider fuzzy thing that goes across the top to hide your camera unless you need it. Pro tip, make sure if you do have one, it's either soft or you be careful. I literally I had a Mac like, I don't know, 3 computers ago, and I closed it. And because Mac is so slick and so cool, the entire thing is a screen. So including where the camera is. So when you put a little hard plastic slider thing and then close your computer, then stick it in your briefcase, when you get to where you're going, the screen is cracked, which, I don't know if you've ever tried to replace the screen on a Mac, but it's not free. In fact, it's actually quite expensive, which is really angering me.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Absolutely, catch me outside. If you break your camera, your screen, so unless you're running like a DSLR camera like this, and then I can't. I guess I'm at risk. So yeah, there we go.
And now a word from our sponsor, Vanta. From dozens of spreadsheets and screenshots to fragmented tools and manual security reviews, managing the requirements for modern compliance and security programs is increasingly challenging. Vanta is the leading trust management platform that helps you centralize your efforts to establish trust and enable growth across your organization. Over 6,000 companies partner with Vanta to automate compliance, strengthen security posture, streamline security reviews, and reduce third-party risk. To learn more, go to vanta.com/CISO and watch their 3-minute product demo. That's VANTA.com/CISO.
All right, it's mid-roll. Simply Cyber Breakfast Club. All right, y'all. Hey, if you're getting value from the stream, educational, entertainment, do me a favor, hit that like button ASAP, my friends. It goes a long way to helping other people find the show 100%. What's up, Nelson Yee? Hashtag Team SC. I love it. I love it. What's up, everybody? Hey, I want to say shout out and thanks to the stream sponsors, starting with Barricade Cyber, who you're going to get to know intimately in a hot minute. Panoptcy Security and Antisyphon Training. Check it out. If you took SOC Core Skills or Active Cyber Defense last couple weeks, you know how awesome Antisyphon Training is. I love myself some Antisyphon Training. They are disrupting the traditional training industry by providing quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of their financial position. They offer their students the opportunity to learn skills, practice what is taught, and engage with their community in a fun and inclusive way. Check them out, antisyphontraining.com. Links in the description below. All right. Now, I want to talk about the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Philip Martin has the baton right now. Way to go, Philip Martin. If you can, Philip Martin's going to tag somebody in chat. But listen, really quickly, if you want to blow up your LinkedIn professional network, do this simple thing. 5 minutes a day. Go on LinkedIn. Search for this hashtag, Simply Cyber Community Challenge. You can see it at the bottom in light blue. Search for that hashtag. By searching for it, you'll find people posting with it, like Philip Martin just did. Connect with the posters, like Philip. Connect with the people in the comments. There's like 5 new connections. Now comment yourself. That's an active move. Passively, everybody else that comes through is going to connect with you. You're going to blow up your professional network. It's simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just do it. You'll thank me later. Believe that. Now, if you're got the baton or you want the baton, Philip Martin has already tagged somebody named Royce. Royce is going to take the baton. Royce, go head over to LinkedIn, make your post, use the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge and tag me, and I will amplify that message, and we will blow up Royce's network next. Everybody gets a turn. All right, guys. Hey, check it out. I want to tell you, every single day of the week has a special segment, and today is my favorite. It's one of my favorites. Actually, I love them all. Simply Cyber community member. I want to say shout out and love to a community member who's been around a long time, and we absolutely love him, Marcus Kyler. Guys, listen, this is Marcus Kyler. He's leader of the Yeet Crew. He's out of Detroit. He just posted on LinkedIn about Your Digital Pastor. I watched it last night. It was excellent. I've met Marcus in person in Las Vegas. A true, really great guy, a professional. You can tell he likes to help people. You can tell he's a community member. You can tell he likes to serve. Marcus, I genuinely appreciate all you do for the community. I know other people in the community appreciate it too. So everybody say shout out to Marcus Kyler, my man, my friend, and a community member who really does benefit from being recognized. All right, guys, here we go. Let's bring on Eric. Hold on, let me fix my screen really quickly. Let's do the yes together. All right, we got your morning Simply Cyber Breakfast Club. Hey, everybody, I'm going to hand the reins over to our good friend, Eric Taylor of Barricade Cyber Solutions. Eric, how are you today, friend?
5 more minutes, Dad. I'm killing zombies.
Awesome, man. I hope you had a great weekend, Eric. And I'm going to head off to my son's ceremony. Thank you very much. Hey, everybody, have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You guys are the best. For all the first-timers out there,
Welcome to the party, pal.
welcome to the party, pal. Eric, take it away.
Thanks so much. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We do greatly appreciate it. My name is Eric Taylor. I am, for those who don't know, I am the owner, chief forensic operator here at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Pleasure to meet everybody. For all you first timers, sorry for my tardiness first thing this morning. Those who have teenagers now, I'm not sure if the show is still running or not, but back when my kids were growing up, there was a cartoon called Peppa Pig, and one of the things they did with the Peppa Pig pigs would jump up and down in muddy puddles. So I got two English bulldogs, and they thought it was a great idea this morning to jump up and down in muddy puddles. So I was a few minutes late. So here we go. Let's see. So we did mid-roll. We did all that. So put it in the chat. I've got two stories. I was going to kick off with two stories this morning. First thing right off, and that was not on CISO series. Put it on your. You know what? I'll do an executive decision. We'll go with two bonus episodes before we get back into the CISO series. So let me do this, and let me do this. Let me do a quick audio check.
In a recent development.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, do y'all hear that? Y'all hear the dolphins? Y'all hear it? Let me know. Make sure it. Restream says that my audio is working, but just to double check. Please let me know. Y'all hear it. Just say, yes, audio. Yes, we hear you. Or, hey, Eric, be quiet. Something. All right. So everybody says that we're hearing it. So we're going to kick it off. Again, two bonus episodes that came across my feed over the weekend, and definitely want to share them with you so you are up to date on the latest one. Here's episode number 1 of the bonus.
In a recent development, a critical vulnerability has been identified in Enable's Take Control agent, potentially allowing hackers to gain unauthorized system privileges. This flaw, labeled...
That is the wrong story. That is an old one. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what happened with that one. Bear with me a moment. Please stand by to stand by. Downloads. For some reason, I don't know what in the world just happened with Stream Deck. Configure Stream Deck. Boom. Boom. Kimberly can fix it. Yep, I do see your note. Bear with me 1 second. We're coming in kind of goofy-ish. So bear with me 1 second. See, the first one was 5 Bravo 6-4. There we are. Let's see, does this work?
The U.S. government is offering up to...
That is story number 2. No worries, no worries.
In recent news, the increasing sophistication of cyber threats...
I don't know what happened with my Stream Deck all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen. So sorry about this. But quick flip of the switch. Here we go. And I will post it here in the chat. So if you want to get these... Be like I took over Jerry's chat there. All right, here's the first one, ladies and gentlemen.
Attention business owners and executives. QNAP Systems has issued urgent patches for 24 vulnerabilities in its NAS products, including critical flaws that could allow unauthorized command execution. This proactive security measure aims to prevent potential exploits. It's crucial to update your systems immediately to safeguard against these risks. Stay informed and protect your business assets.
Yeah, and another day that ends in Y, we have another NAS device that is comparable to not just one, but catch it, no fewer than 24 vulnerabilities. So you must...
You gotta patch it.
Right, so, you know, the dumpster fire that is NAS, and what... most people do not listen to. And let me give you a piece of education. All right. I know people who use QNAP, use Synology, use Buffalo, things of that nature. On the surface, they're great pieces of technology, right? You can be able to store local files. You can be able to sync it up to the cloud, things of that nature. But the problem is 9 times out of 10, QNAP, Synology, but I don't think Buffalo does it. I could be wrong. Most of the clients, when we get brought in, they have an old legacy version of freaking Buffalo. So newer versions may do this, but a lot of them have what's called a Cloud Connect application, where you can be able to remotely access it through a web GUI and be able to pull files. And that's 9 times out of 10 where these stupid vulnerabilities come in, because it is literally a subdomain that points directly through Open Relay into your NAS device. And it's a dumpster fire on freaking wheels. So it's definitely, if you got a QNAP, please go patch it. And I will put in the second story that I wanted to give everybody, and then we will get back to the CISO series version of dumpster fires.
The U.S. government is offering up to $10 million for information on Hive ransomware leaders and up to $5 million for arrests of affiliates. This follows a law enforcement operation that disrupted Hive's operations, saving victims $130 million. Hive has heavily targeted critical sectors, amassing over $100 million. The U.S. aims to dismantle ransomware networks by exploiting internal tensions, emphasizing the ongoing battle against cybercrime threats.
Yep, something that we've seen the government do so many times, right? So, if you're looking for a payday, cyber criminals are always offering insider threats money to compromise your own network as you're doing the great exodus, if you will. In an organization, like, I'm going to quit next week anyway. Let me just sell off access to my network and make a quick dollar. And so, they're hoping that the government, for a price point of $10 million or $5 million for anybody who leads to conviction of individual participating in Hive ransomware activity. Now, this one's a little weird that this is actually the Hive. Because I thought Hive was taken down. Give me a sec. So maybe they're trying to go. I'm not being an idiot, am I? Yeah, so this is the news that came out this morning. But they were shut down a little over a year ago. I wonder if the Hive is back at it again, which wouldn't surprise me, right? So keep it on your radar. TLDR that, this, or reading between the lines on this one, is either they're still trying to go after Hive, even though they're with another one, or possibly Hive ransomware, which is very, very notorious, that they may be coming back into the fold and causing some problems. So, secure your network, ladies and gentlemen. And, if you're recently laid off by Cisco or anybody else, you got some insider knowledge. Get that payday, ladies and gentlemen. Get it. All right. Let's get on with the CISO series version of stuff. Unable to load media. I hate CISO series audio. All right, I'm going to minimize. Oh, I can't do that.
.com/CISO.
Hey, I did it right the first. Holy moly!
Cohesity buys Veritas data protection business. The San Jose-based IT company announced the deal on Thursday. It will create.
What? Okay, so I need to go back one story. I did not get it right.
/online security reviews and reduce third-party risk. To learn more, go to vanta.com/CISO and watch their 3-minute product demo. That's vanta.com/CISO.
Oh, I see what. All right, so they actually okay. CISO series actually messed up. So they put in the news feed. Those who don't know, the audio version is out of sync with the site lead or whatever. They put the mid roll right after the Mac OS versus the DOJ. Okay, I see what's going on now. All right. Uh, Not enough coffee, crack, and meth in the world to overcome this one.
Cohesity buys Veritas data protection business. The San Jose-based IT company announced the deal on Thursday. It will create a data security and management giant valued at roughly $7 billion, and the deal focuses on the acquisition of Veritas Net Backup appliances, and Alta data protection offerings. It was not clear from the announcement which names or brands will be used following the purchase, which is expected to close by the end of this year. The remainder of Veritas will become a separate company to be called DataCo, to be led by current Veritas SVP Lawrence Wong, and which will manage Veritas InfoScale, data compliance, and backup exec products and services.
Okay, and a story that almost probably needs nothing to nobody. You know, we have one company buying another one in the great consolidation of the tech infosec space, which literally happens like every time. Every time you go to the bathroom and you know, I'm not sure what my Stream Deck may need to get rebooted. I don't know. The buttons are definitely backwards, so the dolphin and you got to patch it are not playing in the right order. So sorry about that. So yeah, I mean, this is just this business name sounds very familiar for me for some reason. I don't know why, but anyway, yeah, they're companies are buying up other ones. It happens all the freaking time. You know, I mean, so this is going to be a little tinfoil hat. There's those who are in the space, even in IT, MSP, cybersecurity, things of that nature. Yeah, every time you go to the bathroom, you got to pat. Hold on, I got to bring that up. That's funny. I love it. There we go. Every time you go to the bathroom, you got to patch it. Insert really bad adult humor joke there. But you go through, so lost all the adult comments in my head. Oh, completely inappropriate from the military time. Okay. Anyway, let me take a sip of coffee and regain my composure. All right, here we go. So yeah, if you're in the MSP, IT, InfoSec, cybersecurity, you know, we're seeing it. Gerald mentioned it a minute ago. Layoff.fyi comes up. So those who don't know, definitely take a look at this. And the site just comes up really, really horribly. Now, if it's going to even load, probably not, because you know that is today. It's rainy and puppies are playing. You know, Peppa Pig has muddy puddles. So if you ever see the site, whatever, view as larger screen. Thank you. Because this thing just kind of, it's like, what is going on here with all this truncated information? So that link down there kind of expands it out, and you can actually see more real data. But yeah, there's just tons of layoffs, and with more of the buyout. You know, this to me. So if you're in the MSP IT space, there's a company called Kaseya that you may remember from 2 or 3 years ago that had the big cybersecurity incident. They ended up buying Datto, which is another RMM, a competitor to them that was prominently formulated as a backup vendor. This kind of just rings true to that, where, you know, they just buying stuff to, you know, essentially destroy is what I will assume, because most of the time these acquisitions never go well. They buy it up, gobble it up some intellectual property, or trying to just get market share. They're more tinfoil hat, but they, you know, a lot of times when things like this happen, you know, innovation just never really happens. It just kind of gets stagnant. So I honestly think that a lot of times these acquisitions will come in play where they are just trying to stifle the competition. It's like, yep, we bought it up. We'll collect the money for a little bit. We'll not innovate the product, make it better, make it more secure, advance new features. The roadmap is definitely, gets very stagnant after a year, if that long. And the companies there, the salespeople will already have their slicks to be like, yeah, well, we have it, in our main company now, and it's a new price point, and things of that nature. So anyway.
Ukraine, Kyivstar CEO explains sandworm attack. Following up on a story we covered last month, the CEO of telecom operator Kyivstar, Alexander Komarov, has explained how the attack, which left 24 million subscribers without mobile or internet for days, happened. In short, Komarov states that the initial access was obtained through a compromised employee account, which allowed access to other accounts and eventually to admin privileges. Komarov ruled out the possibility of this being an inside job. He said their team was surprised by the attackers' ability to move around their robustly protected systems, and said also that the attackers remained undetected for months through the use of a zero-day wiper malware. He added that the attackers succeeded in wiping out the virtual servers but failed in their attempts to damage physical equipment due to a swift response from the Kyivstar team. When asked about lessons learned, Komarov stated that despite robust security, his company's infrastructure was too centralized and that they are now embarking on a program of micro-segmentation.
All right, so John, stick around because I will go full nuclear on that. But anyway, this is just... All right, so from the trenches, if you don't know, zero-day wiper malware, correct me if I'm wrong, the wiper malware is just that. It wipes your systems. Like DoD, sandworm, or not sandworm, but beach bit style wiper. It's designed not to allow recovery. So how are you going? Did they have wiper malware previously installed that the malware had a 0-day, and that's how they got in? This whole story just riddles with stereotypical BS to me. I know me and Jerry see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, but my stuff, being in the trenches and hunting evil every day, a lot of this totes the narrative that typically goes out, and it's like, oh yeah, we take your data security seriously, and blah blah blah, and whatever. Making it difficult to trace movement throughout. So this part here destroyed hundreds of servers, wiped thousands of computers, making it difficult to trace movement through their network. Which, you want to know what this tells me? You don't know what this tells me? No centralized log management, no log retention. They didn't have a SIM in place where they can go back and look at their stuff. That's exactly what this tells me. They didn't have an external EDR that uses Splunk or Logstash or anything that has that data retention in place. So, I mean, this, they have very robust, cybersecurity practices. Anyway. Freaking jackals. Anyway. I mean, read between the lines, ladies and gentlemen. When you're reading through a lot of these stories, it's clear the level of BS when they talk out of one side of their face over here and then talk about the other side, especially when they talk about the lessons learned. But they said, hey, this is why we couldn't figure it out. Yeah, and You know, it's because we had everything in one central location. No, there was a couple other failures, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we'll carry on to the next story.
ExpressVPN discovered to be leaking DNS requests. This leak.
Am I just supposed to go full nuclear today? Like Dr. Gerald Oger says, we don't really prep for these things. I just kind of read a little bit just to see if the two bonus stories that I was going to talk about earlier this morning was even there. That's about the extent I did. Oh, we need a ultra spicy jalapeno.
Leak, which has been happening since May 2022, is due to a bug in the split tunneling feature of ExpressVPN. Split tunneling allows users to route some internet traffic in and out of the VPN tunnel, providing local access and secure remote access simultaneously. The bug caused users' DNS requests to go to their internet service provider and not to ExpressVPN's infrastructure, which was kind of the point. ExpressVPN says the issue only impacted roughly 1% of its Windows users.
1%? Sure. You don't misconfigure IPsec tunneling and it only affects 1% of your Windows users. So, for almost 2 years, it's quite possible your data DNS records were leaked. Quite possible. I think that's the end of it. Oh, and it says unable to load media again. You're awesome, podcast CISO web. I hate their freaking website. Anyway, yep, that is the last of it. So we will carry on into some audio. There you go, ExpressVPN. How about that? Play some music while we kind of clean up everything. I hope everybody, it is 8:50 in the afternoon or in the morning. What is wrong with me? I hope everybody has really enjoyed this kind of impromptu thing that we kind of went through a little bit. Please remember, if you did enjoy this, we do greatly appreciate it. Please, leave a thumbs up, leave a like, tell people about the dumpster fire that is me. Let me know about what you think about what I think down in the comments. Because I do try to go back and watch them. With that said, we will try to switch over to jaw jacking. We will spend a few minutes there. Dr. Gerald Oger does not speak this very much, but if you do the hashtag or the exclamation, I do think it's challenge, it will take you automatically to LinkedIn that the mod team and I put together, a URL, so that way you can be able to go right into the LinkedIn page, so that way you can see all the latest already filtered for you. So please use that if you need a direct link for that. With that, let me bring up this other thing and we'll go into the jaw jacking. Where?
Gonna pivot your.
That's not it. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right, let's move this here and bring that down just so I can keep the goofy audios in the background. We could kind of bring stuff up as we need to, ladies and gentlemen. So that music will kind of cycle through. Let me know if that background music is too loud. So I did mention I would bring this up. Let me scroll back. while I'm doing this, if you have questions for me, we will spend again a few minutes talking and just shoot the trash. So here it is. Data is still in use. Absolutely, John Brock's data is still definitely in use, but Kaseya is destroying it. The Kaseya is already driving partners away with their 3-year minimum commitments. They're already destroying, product innovation. There's even rumor that the backup Sirius and Alto devices that I've been hearing from partners that if you do test restores, like you want to not just the VM Windows login screen page, that's complete freaking trash if you ask me. They're not doing validation of services running. Even if you said, hey, I need to verify SQL started up and running, or Exchange, or whatever your key service application is, that those services are starting, it does none of that verification at all. At least in the last 4 months that I know. Maybe a new feature actually rolled out and they actually did that. But they're stopping like if you do the 3-year commitment, you're no longer getting the free hardware. If you want to do a test restore in a Azure or AWS tenancy, I forget which one Datto is spinning them up in, you're anything longer than, I guess, 10-15 minutes, I've heard they're considering, keyword considering, doing charges for. So all right, we will scroll down. All right, kick the volume down just a notch. Absolutely, Mr. Brian. I'll definitely do that. Let me know if that works. Thank you, DJ BSEC, for dropping that in there. Sorry if it did not go through. Yeah, if you got questions, type Q and question and type your question in. We will stick around for a few minutes and answer some questions. I did see some Hunter Strong comments in there. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. I am going to get with marketing a little bit later today or tomorrow to see about creating some Hunter Strong outside of Bonfire, just so we can do a longer run of those type of shirts. And instead of going to Ronald McDonald House, we'll probably do, my personal favorite is the Children's Miracle Network. So all the proceeds we do for that, we'll go over there if we decide to do that. So just read mod chat here for a moment. All right, so Alpha Sierra, okay. So I know DJ BSEC did this already, but I will just post them just for clarity, because I do see that in the mod chat. And those who don't know, so these come up on my news feed. We've actually curated, or I've been dumping my news feed, RSS feeds into what we call mod news. Then I've kind of talked to Dr. Gerald Ozier about this a little bit, how I generate the audio versions using ChatGPT and Speakai, I think the plugin's called. But so like when we did these two stories,
the U.S. government is offering up to $10 million for information on Hive ransomware leaders.
So that one is an AI generated voice. So we use that for some of the stories. If you ever were part of my Friday roundups and things like that, the platform that I use, you take it and you dump it through ChatGPT, create a 15-second ad read, if you will, then generate a voice. So, kind of go through there. Oh, somebody is Sorry, I see this in mod chat. Let me see if I can. So those who don't know, the crayon is, let me read it. How do you feel about totally EDR in Sim? Does it make your crayon happy or drill sergeant angry? So a mix of branches, I will say. Drill sergeant is Army. We were drill instructors. And the crayon is for the Marine Corps because we always supposedly eat crayons because we don't know how to eat proper nutrition or something. I don't know. But I've heard of totally, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know too much about it. I really, really don't. I haven't heard good things, but I haven't heard bad things about them. So it's, you know, it's a little bit of my lack of knowledge. I know of its existence is about as far as it goes. It's kind of like, I know of its, you know, the company called KnowBe4. I know of its existence. You know, I hear mixed reviews of good and bad things about that platform. I've got no direct knowledge or worked with anything like that. So, let's see. Eric, I'm learning a lot with the Cyber 101 question. I'm learning some more info for the cloud. If I wanted to get into working with the cloud, what's the fastest way to get in? Find somebody interning for AWS or Azure, I guess. I mean, I'm glad you're enjoying the content and you're learning a bunch of it. I just, you know, that's kind of the question of like, hey, I want to work in IT. Okay, which field? I mean, are you wanting to do DFIR, or you want to do, you know, blue team where you're doing SOC and your NOC services and things of that nature? So, you know, Jim, good to see you as well, bud. Hope you have a great day. So this one is the old shirt. So we did come up with a domain. It's just hunterstrong.com, and I'll bring this up here. So we will go like this and like this. That's really bad. All right. So you can bookmark this. hunterstrong.com. It does go to the old Bonfire site. And it gives you a link. I want to buy this, and then you can reserve the shirt. Just don't. We don't know if we're going to do another Bonfire or if I'm going to get with marketing, aka Kimberly Can Fix It is our marketing manager, and put this on Printify or whatever. So we just don't have some of these goofy campaigns, things of that nature. So remember, hunterstrong.com. We will. I'll kind of put it out to the mods and to everybody if people want to buy it. I'm thinking about, quite honestly, what I'm thinking of is doing a little bit more with this. Yes, he is he is now a transplant, but I was thinking about adding some. Let me actually blow this up. So if I go here and move this over, so there's a whole history, of course, to Hunter. And everything he's been through. He is what's called an HLS, hypoplastic left heart syndrome. So, you know, he was the champion for MUSC for a couple years. So I was thinking about adding some, you know, MUSC stuff when he was a state champion, when he did things with Children's Miracle Network, just adding all kinds of different stuff in there, like a collaborative type of mesh or collage or something like that. So I was thinking about adding some more stuff. So I'm thinking it in the back of my head. We'll talk to Mrs. Barricade, aka HR, and see what's kind of going on. And every time I see this, you know, right here, I keep thinking it's a butt, almost like a Simpsons butt. Anybody else see that? So anyway, it's goofy. The goofy stuff makes me smile sometimes, ladies and gentlemen. What can I say? So yeah, hunterstrong.com. Kimberly Can Fix It. Yes, your screen is still shared. Yes. Unfortunately, I do need to get with Casually Joseph or somebody in mod to help me reconfigure my whole setup. So the only way I can share the music in the background and all that is through if I share my screen. So Cyber Butterfly, who is the artist and the name of the song? No idea. It's literally royalty-free music in the Stream Deck software, or I bought it, or I got it from the Speaky application. Either way, it's royalty free. Just some random music that I listened to, I liked, and there we go. Jenny Housley did it. She did it. She did it. Can I copy message link? Nope, that's going to do the Discord link. Nope, that's still going to do Discord. But yes, Jenny, that's it. Why can I not? Oh, there it is. Open in browser. Those who don't know, I really suck at Discord. It's not my favorite. So here we go. Thank you so much, mods. Greatly appreciated. Drop those questions down in chat. I will stick around for a few more minutes. Let me actually hide that message. Okay, so we got some insight from Jonathan. My company uses KnowBefore training. It's adequate for CyberCarl. So if I'm reading between the lines here, Jonathan, that it's good enough to stop your click happy users, but it's not really all that good for real education, is what if I'm reading between those lines. So J. Allen Mitchell is agreeing with Jonathan. Just reading through, catching up through the chat. If you're asking questions, I'm not seeing the letter Q and colon for anything. It's okay, Eric. Discord really sucks at Discord. Fair. What's this one saying? Alright, so Ross is saying that, I'm assuming this is about the KnowBefore, thinking that they're pretty great. And see, this is exactly what I was talking about. I assume that, again, assumptions being the mother of all F-ups, that this is the banter back and forth about KnowBefore. So, check mod chat. Gotcha. James Lynch asks, is it illegal to circumvent or block Strand software? Why does that look familiar? Hold on while I do my research. What is... I cannot type this morning for some reason. And I know for those who are watching, my share is small. All right, so I've heard the name before, but I had to look it up, and this is, I guess, this is kind of why it's from back in 2011 and I haven't really seen a whole lot. It's like one of those things like, yeah, it sounds familiar. Malicious code from... What? Is this a troll? It all boils down to trust, and the zombies in question is again the German federal government Trojan. So it's a government Trojan. I'm not sure why they keep talking about zombies. The question is, are all zombies this? I think someone's trolling me. Let me know if you're trolling me, or somebody tell me if they're trolling me. But it does sound familiar. But I will answer it from a 30,000 foot view. It's not illegal to circumvent any Trojan software inside of your organization. It's what you're effing supposed to do. Next question from Julio. Good morning, Eric. If I wanted to start my path from 0 to DFIR, what would you recommend? Don't get arrested by the FBI like I did. In all seriousness. But you can talk, those who are in digital forensics and incident response, I would say, would probably agree with me when I say this. You need to know network operations before you can hunt evil. You really do. Knowing how certain services work, knowing how, is this legitimate web traffic for an IIS, or is it not legitimate? Having that experience of network infrastructure and network security as a whole from a blue team before going into forensics, I believe personally, is paramount. You got to know how to hunt. You got to know how things properly operate and not properly operate before you can hunt evil. So blue team, learn what the legitimate actions items are versus illegitimate. See how failed logins look, things of that nature. It's a process, unfortunately. It's not something... There is exceptions to the rule. There are just some really, really smart people that can pick it up really, really fast and just clearly know, oh, this is malicious. So... Hold on a second. My Teams is blowing up. Oh, I'm going to put my tinfoil hat on really, really tight. DHS is supposedly on our website, crawling around right now. Interesting. Supposedly the source came from YouTube? I think my visiting tracker maybe malfunctioned. I don't know if anybody from DHS is actually watching this. But if you are, hey, give me a call. We got a case in over the weekend that I need to send over to you guys that apparently is possibly the leaked version of Lockbit Black that may have been leaked out last year. So, casually, Joseph dropping the knowledge. Yeah, so yeah, the zombie. That's right. That's right. Okay, let me bring this up. So, let me do this and see. Sometimes you just get old and boomerish, and you forget crap. Right? But as soon as I seen this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So a zombie was kind of like a sleeper type of thing where it was inside of your organization, inside of your computers. I'll drop this in here. There's a whole history to it. I honestly had forgotten all about that term. but I was kind of making the joke that I was killing zombies earlier on the PlayStation. So that's kind of why I thought for some reason it was a troll. So if you missed the handoff, I was saying I made the zombie reference joke. Like, 5 more minutes, Dad, I'm killing zombies. Kimberly can fix it. Maybe they're watching. Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. Alright, a few more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. What are the top search for threat intelligence or threat hunting? I don't know if there is a cert for threat intel. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go to the chalkboard, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, work keyboard. Hey, let me switch over to the other room. So many times I can hear a song cycle. Threat intel certs. Oh, e-council? Yeah, whatever. I have a... Catch me outside, and we'll talk about my real hate for e-council. Or my... I shouldn't... Hate is too strong of a word for it. I really dislike them. So yeah, there actually is... I didn't know. I didn't know there was actual certs for threat intel. But what is it? Let's see. I consider some of this threat hunting. I mean, I guess it could be the same thing. It's just what, in my mind, I can intellectually conceptualize. You know, so like when I'm looking at threat feeds, I'm looking at malicious domains, I'm looking at TLS certificates and stuff like that. I consider that threat hunting, but I mean, I guess so, yeah. But do they... So yeah. The 408, I've got that. Practical threat hunting. Ooh, Mandiant's actually got one here. Practical threat hunting. This may be... Mandiant's one of those that, you know, they talk and even I shut up. I'm like, huh? So they have a 4-day virtual delivery. The bad part about it is contact Mandiant Academy. Let's see, can we get at least a price on it? Or do I gotta stop my uBlock application? Hooray! Live demo. It broke. Whatever. So yeah, check that out. Not endorsed by any means. Just something to put out there for you to consider. And why are you doing... Stop. Casley Joseph says, you can make him over in our mod chat. You can have me take it and I'll tell you how it is. I'm sure you get a price after a few phone calls. Exactly, Joseph. Joseph. Alright. So yeah, I mean, I guess just do some research. I mean, I know SANS GX certification is way, way out there. Oh, there's actually a Reddit post, supposedly. Let me just make sure. So yeah, this is kind of some of the stuff. Well, this post is heavy. I'll post this in here just so you can follow along later at your own leisure. You know, of course, everything is pretty heavily on the GX, you know, leaning, but this kind of goes along with a lot of stuff I say, you know, the new GX certification, blah, blah, blah. However, I would recommend that you have a good knowledge base. Let me actually move. Yep, there we go. That way we can all read it together. However, I would recommend a good base knowledge of AWS Azure before taking the course. And that's, you know, of course they'd say, oh, read this other one, but practical field experience is always best. So that's kind of what I always talk about. You know, you need to kind of have that exposure in a lot of these things before you can actually really understand things. Let's see. Matthew, have a good day, bud. Hope you have a good one. Julio, you're absolutely welcome. Yeah, exactly, Jenny Hasley. Exactly. Yep, I'm an old boomerish. Which pretty much just means, you know, I'm not old enough to be a boomer, but sometimes I feel like I think like one in a lot of ways. Yeah, exactly, James Lynch. Now, this is referring back to the zombie thing, the zombie line and things of that nature. Just for a point of clarification. Ooh, this is something I did not know about. Let's take a look at this. Let's all go down a rabbit hole together, ladies and gentlemen. Let me switch screens here. Let's see. MITRE has potentially their own? Maybe? Over by Integrity. That guy can wait. So attack fundamentals, threat intel with raw data badge, with narrative reporting badge, and threat intel storage and yeah. This may be something worth looking into. You know, it's actually senior people at MITRE, I suspect. Let's see. Sorry for anybody who just got a suntan whitewash for non-black mode or non-dark mode. See, I mean, we'll post the original link. Yeah, definitely dig into it a little bit. This is something even I didn't even know about. Right, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see, I'm seeing Mod Chat mention something. Yes, Joseph. I said your name. I said your name, Joseph. There's a question. Yes, space tacos. So inside, those who don't know Hunter very well, you know, he's got a lot of mental things going on, but he'll be like, Dad, I'm like, yes, I have a question. Yes. Do you know if, here's the question I seen in Mod Chat, do you know of any content creators who do log reading and common things seen in a sim? I've done a couple things in the past. I would probably say Black Hills has done stuff. I think John Hammond has as well. I think TCM Heath has done stuff as well. A couple names off the top of my head there. Let me actually switch screens here. Something to consider. But just know a lot of that stuff it's going to be canned. It's not going to have real threat intel from a live environment unless it's heavily sanitized, right? You hush. Zoomers can call anyone over 25 a boomer. All right, I'm seeing another question being posted from Mod Chat. Oops, sorry. My question is up a little bit about DFIR Barricade. I'm looking for it. Why do I not? I see Space Tacos in the chat saying, hey, I have a question. Then it goes to Jenny Hasley, then Ian. I don't. Let me check Mod Chat. Oh, so Kimberly can fix it. Actually got it. I'm not sure why it's not showing up in my chat feed. And there's 180 of y'all sick twisted freaks out there. Love it. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I greatly appreciate it. So here we go. Does your team use digital forensics? I'm trying to figure out a way to do DFIR. Does not include digestion, searching through material. Does your team use digital forensics? We do digital forensics, which is basically hunting for evil. I'm trying to figure out a way to do DFIR that does not include digesting through material. Space Taco, I love you, but I have no idea what you're asking me. We do digital forensics. We use tools to go through logs and hunt evil, failed logins, malicious payloads, new services being created, new processes, new web downloads, things of that nature. I mean, are you looking for sample data to use to learn digital forensics? Then maybe I'll suggest the DFIreport.com type of thing. No, there's a bunch of sites out there that do that. Jay. True, I guess I was looking for sus Microsoft log correlating to others, hoping to identify how something starts and processes so I can find something that I don't know if I'm in the middle or end. That is threat hunting, my good friend. You are literally hunting evil. So you take the timestamp of like PowerShell, base 64 encoded. You decode that and it's a invoke web request. Let's say at 8 a.m. And you're like, okay, this was done by who? Was it done by system or by user or service? Then you're like, okay, it was done by user. When did that user log into that system? Where was that user logged in on the console? Like the actual GUI? Or was it through an RDP? Or was it through a remote access tool, a RAT, a Screen Connect, a AnyDesk, things of that nature. So you find that questionable item and then you search, right? That's literally what you're doing. So you found the threat, you found the issue, and now you got to figure out how did this thing happen. Hopefully that answers your question. I've heard a lot of forensic jobs catching child predators, but I like to avoid having a search through disgusting. Yeah, I'll just check out DFIR reports and things like that. I mean, there is a whole division of like pen testers and DFIR folks that will go through for child predators. So I would say unless you're actively seeking it, I've only run across two maybe three cases that actually had child porn in it. And it was because I stumbled across it, and some of our tools will look for CSAM material inside of it. But we don't pull images. Most of our stuff is, log data and things of that nature. And most of the time, that's all you're going to be doing. So unless you're hired by counsel and you're well aware, like, hey, this is suspected child pornography case, things of that nature. Yeah, I got what you're saying, Tacos. Let me know if I answered all your questions, bud. Oh, that is actually a question. What is the most value? I do have a client call in, so I will have to wrap this up in a few moments. What is the most valuable for a customer to have in terms of evidence when you do forensics, and what stalls your progress most significantly if missing? Logs. Logs. We can't threat hunt. We can't find evil. We can't figure out how somebody got inside of a network. What data did they potentially exfil? Everything. It's all about the logs, baby. Just like it's all about the Benjamins type of thing. It's all about the logs. If I don't have logs, I don't have anything. I can't prove. So I need it. The one thing that does slow us down a lot is, getting access to systems. So my question would be to you, Christopher, is did you shoot back? That's what I would do. Joseph, why am I looking at a blue screen? Yes, thank you. I was looking at my sim. I was looking at alerts, and I was trying to see if I can find correlation and or beacons. Also fine-tuning our sim and learning the coding for it. You're doing the job, dude. Unfortunately, there's no easy sauce to it. There's really not. But you're on the hunt. You found something questionable. You're on the hunt to see, is it true? Is it normal activity or is it malicious activity? And this is exactly what I'm saying. That it takes you have to know what is normal and what is bad or potentially malicious before you can do digital forensics. You're on the hunt. I love it. Keep hunting, my friend. Perfect. Love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to wrap it up. Like I said, I've gotten a couple client calls that I do have to take. Work does call. I do appreciate everybody for tuning in and hanging out for this jaw jacking session. I am going to be trying to do... right now, I'm thinking every other Friday of doing the quote-unquote extended jaw jacking or whatever for it. So this Friday may be it. If you're not... if you're not a member or if you're not doing this, I would definitely say go to youtube.barricadecyber.com. It'll take you right to our YouTube page. And the reason I say this, of course, is self-promoting just a tad bit, but we do have a new series that is coming out. It'll, of course, prompt you to subscribe. But we do have Casual Society that just dropped, but we do have Tabletop Thursdays, which are just short clips of videos that I'm going to be creating as tabletop starters so that way you can do your own tabletop discussions. We won't be doing an in-depth one unless we're getting a lot of requests for that, but a lot of folks have problems just starting that conversation. So I got about 50-60 topics already written down in one of my notebooks, so I'm literally going to just start reading little shorts to help start those conversations, so that way you can advance. What would we do in this type of situation? What would we do in this type of situation, right? So it's more of start the conversations and then get everybody involved, and that's literally what tabletops are supposed to do. It's not supposed to be a script, 100% scripted, right? It have an opening in question, and like, okay, here, let's have one here. All right, this is more of a DFIR or incident response. Yeah, it's an incident response. It doesn't have to be digital forensics. Let's just say, hypothetically, you have a backup generator in place. Power goes out in your building. Backup generator works, but you have 2 racks in your network storage or in your organization. One phase of your backup generator works and one doesn't. What do? Do you have asset management so you know what's in rack 1 and what's in rack 2? And then how do you bring up, is it critical? Can it stay down for a little while? Right? These are scenarios to talk about. So this is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to start creating topics, and then it's for you to, figure out, how to explore these things, right? So, definitely tune into that if that is of interest for you. And those who know that's been around for a while, I will kick over to the sea shanty and then the normal closeout for Dr. Gerald Ozier. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully I will be back on either this Friday or next Friday. I will talk to Dr. Gerald Ozier, trying to figure out the timing of this thing. And stay tuned. I'm sure we'll have many, many more things coming up in the very near future. I'm Eric, your chat. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves.
Once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same, a criminal, then found their fame by taking that data to go.
Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your account and go.
If you enjoyed that content, keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.